Today's episode is really special because I have one of my great friends on, King Kyote. He's a super talented musician, and we talked about music, art, AI, everything in between, and how his music has evolved and changed and what goes into his music and all the things that he's done in his career. He's been on NBC, he's been on The Voice. So take a listen, check it out, and let us know what you think. Welcome. This has been a long time coming. I have King Kyote here in the studio, and we're going to talk music and everything else in between. I mean, we grew up together, so there's a little bit of that. So I've seen him grow in his career, and he's played on NBC. He's been on all these different contests, and it's pretty great to see somebody that's been a friend, but also a talented artist grow. And he just released his album. He's got a big show coming up, and this will definitely be out before the show. It's at Aura, and it is on the 22nd of November. If you haven't got tickets yet, you should get them because the podcast could be coming out the day before. I'm going to try and edit it as quick as possible, but yeah, welcome, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we grew up together, so this is sick to finally. We've been talking about sitting down and having a conversation forever, so this is rad. Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to finally dive in a little bit because I think we spend a lot of time talking about everything in between, and I think it's cool to just sit down and talk mostly music.
yeah.
I obviously have a really small music background. I was in a band called Ill Humor.
That's right.
In middle school, and it was pretty fun.
That was epic, dude. You played bass, and you had Blink-182 stickers on your bass, and you guys played punk music, and we all did shows in like the cafeteria and gymnasiums in our schools growing up.
Yeah, I didn't make it out of that. I was pretty much, that was my music.
Nah,
And-
don't sell yourself short, dude.
But I think where I'd like to start is it's been a long journey to get to where you've been, where
Yes.
you are now. And I think when I see it from the outside as a filmmaker and artist myself, I think about how long it takes to get to a certain point and the achievements that it takes to get there. And it's great to watch how much you've grown. But I also wonder for yourself, like, where are you going? Where are you thinking you want to be? Like, what's the next stop? What's the next level? Is there something in mind? Is there an idea where you want to play a show? Like, is there a dream of some sort? Because the music is there, and the music industry is hard, man, as you know.
It's the craziest industry.
It's the
I mean, you're like a production and film and everything is, entertainment industry adjacent, no matter, So, dude, well, thank you for all those kind words and everything. And it's been a long journey. And yeah, dude, like, I think I've always had a dream, and I actually had reoccurring dreams, and I would dream myself on stage, like in a theater-sized room, and like Portsmouth Music Hall. Like for those of you who don't know, like Seacoast, New Hampshire, and Southern Maine is where we're from. So like, like State Theater, Portland-sized venue. That was always like a dream I had as a kid. I remember being in middle school, and maybe even younger, and just picturing myself on a stage like that, and so over the years, I've gotten to play certain venues kind of like that, but like the dream, the dream is still alive. You have to keep dreaming, or else it's just not going to happen. I mean, it's an insane industry. It's an insane industry. I don't like every single day I'm learning how to navigate it still.
Right, because it's not only the music, it's the business. And the business is like at least 50%. I mean, that's what keeps you rolling through all the motions and everything to get to the next show, to get to the next album. I mean, it's like not only do you have to produce the music, you have to compete with everybody that's out there, but you also have to run a business. And the business side of it, I mean,
the business side of it's gnarly. You got to deal with all kinds of people. I got luckily I got a good manager. And we've been doing everything ourselves. I signed with a label this past year and stuff. And that's been cool. And, but having a manager and having somebody on your team that kind of understands the business side of stuff has helped me because as you know,
Yeah. I'm excited for this one.
I'm like really, really ADD with everything I do. So
I get it, man. Maybe like the more ADD you are, the more creative you are. I don't know if that's true.
We
Somebody
can
look
make
that up.
ourselves feel better by saying that for sure, dude. Yeah, I think the business side is always gonna be the hardest side. Not that songwriting isn't hard and performing and touring isn't hard and all that. It's just the hardest part, the hardest thing for me to grasp. But it's been a long learning process of how to navigate the industry and the business side of things. And it's just like running any other business.
Right.
I like a lot of what I focus on is a touring business and keeping overhead low and trying to stay in the black and all these terms and everything that
because
that's
where like the money in music usually comes in most is probably the tour, right? And merch and that kind of thing. Like it's not usually streaming.
No, streaming, you don't make any money streaming unless you're getting millions and millions of streams and beyond.
Like this podcast.
That's right. We're gonna break the internet, dude.
I have like 73 subscribers on YouTube. If you're listening to this and you've never seen the YouTube, go subscribe, please.
Yeah. And we're on film, so you can look at Sean's handsome face.
And you can watch us talk about music.
I feel like because it's literally just us in this room and like we've grown up together, it's almost more awkward us doing this way. Like if we had our friends in the room, it would probably be like a little more free flowing right off the bat. But I feel like we're warming up. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think part of it too is like just talking about maybe something that you've learned.
Sure.
That you didn't think you would.
Hit me with any questions you want. I will answer any question you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, where were you on the night of? I think one of the things that I'm interested in is like, so you were on America's Song Contest, which was really cool. I mean, it was cool to see you on TV, which was awesome. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like to do that? So you're on stage, this wild TV show. Was it everything you hoped?
It was everything I expected.
Yeah.
And then, it wasn't really, any surprises.
How nervous were you?
I was just going to say there weren't any surprises, but that certainly didn't take away from how like crazy of an experience it was.
Right. 'Cause it's live.
It's almost more intense and more, more intense because everything's planned out a lot. And so I go out to, all right. So, I go out to LA for, basically like 2 weeks. And at the end of the 2 weeks is the performance, but there's a lot of time, leading up to it. There's rehearsal, there's wardrobe, there's rehearsals, there's, making sure that the show goes well. And essentially the show is like, they wanted to do the American version of Eurovision.
Okay.
So actually, like I'm pretty sure like one of the founding producers of Eurovision came over and worked with the people from The Voice, and they put together. It's basically goes states and provinces. One artist from each artist or band or group. And so like you know me, I'm like very local minded. Like I big flashy things isn't necessarily my vibe, but like Hollywood isn't necessarily my vibe, but they're like, do you want to come out and do a song, an original song? You keep all your own publishing. You get to perform live on NBC, your original music. So I was like, fuck yeah, sign me up, let's go.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's like free marketing.
Yeah, I was like, what a way to put a song out. And you know, I'm not like a super well-known artist, and so especially at that point, and like so go out, and to really like get down to your answer, like was it everything that was it, how crazy was it? It's like it's pretty crazy. Each day there's a little more pressure building, and I made a lot of good friends and everything, but basically like it comes down to the show.
Yeah.
And it's in a big studio in Studio City, like backlot studio where they like film movies and other TV shows and stuff. And you actually run, you do dress rehearsal the day before, and you do dress rehearsal the morning of.
Okay.
And so you run the whole show kind of blocking and stuff in the morning, and then it's the afternoon in LA and nighttime on the East Coast. So the whole thing goes live in the evening, and I was the last person to play, or second to last. Actually, Macy Gray was the final artist to go on and do her song. But so I sat through every single performer leading up to my performance.
That's even harder.
I enjoyed everybody's performance, but it was kind of hard. It was like hard too, because you're in your own head, and for me, it's like at the end of the night, there was a studio audience, big, like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
They brought like hundreds of people in, like 300 or 400 people. And you know, I had my, like the support crew there. And so I just had to remind myself that I got, you know, loved ones in the crowd, and you're there to put on a performance and a show for the people in front of you. Yeah. So that's what I do. I'm a singer songwriter, and I play rock and roll music. So, but it is crazy. Like I blacked out though. I don't even I vaguely remember the actual performance.
I believe it, dude.
I mean,
it looked crazy.
It was crazy. They had me up on this pedestal. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They put me on a pedestal. All right. They literally put me on a pedestal. So like, it's this huge stage, and there's screens going back like to the back of the stage, and I'm on this giant pedestal that was like for real, like 7 or 8 feet tall, to like put me up above everything. And there's like smoke and like the crowd. It's a wild scene, dude. But it wasn't like an over the top look as far as like because I know you've asked me questions about the production of it, and everything in the past and stuff, but like the production of it was rad, I thought, for my performance.
I don't think they overdid it, which was cool. Like,
they didn't overdo it. I told them not to. Yeah, because like some people like, and I get it. I think that if I went back and ever did it again, like back then, I would say like make it slightly a little bit more like Maine, because I was representing Maine.
Like background dancers dressed as moose.
Like moose, and like like Rennie's, like Rennie's t-shirts and a bunch of shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget it though. I do remember right before going on, and like they're like messing around my hair, and I have my in-ears in, and there's like people talking over the in-ears, checking microphones, and like there's somebody performing while you're backstage, and there's somebody going on after you. And it's like, all right, we're doing this. It's live TV. Live TV is crazy.
Right.
And
I mean, running that production's got to be crazy.
Oh, you would be tripping out. It's exactly as you'd expect. Like, we're in the Juke Booth headquarters here, you know. It's like,
used to be an insurance office.
You had to sage it. You had to sage the insurance energy out of the room, dude.
Painted everything.
Yeah, was it Palo Santo or whatever? The wood you burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the insurance spirits out. Yeah. Anyways, that like when it's all said and done, it was a good experience as like a musician and as a songwriter, performing and everything, and like putting yourself out there on the spot,
right? Big
time. That all like definitely helped put things in perspective about like, you know, as a performer and stuff, and like,
yeah.
But when it's all said and done, you know, it's kind of like it was a TV show too.
Yeah.
So but I mean, there's a lot of bullshit that goes along with like Hollywood stuff.
It's a good experience. Like I remember like you also were on The Voice, and
Yeah.
I remember that moment too, which was a while ago. You're like, I don't know, should I do it? Can you look at my contract? I'm like, me? Look at your contract?
Dude, you
That
want
was
to talk
before
about
Chat
contracts?
GPT. I'm not looking through a contract.
Oh my God.
But I was like,
yeah.
there was a lot of stuff in that one.
I'll never forget the line. And then like I went out and did The Voice and like and auditioned the whole like chair turning thing and everything, but I didn't get any chair turns.
That's okay.
But I did get to hug Alicia Keys, which was
worth more than chair turns.
Made that year. Dude, I'll never forget the line in one of those contracts though, and it was in perpetuity in this universe or any future discovered universe.
In any I mean, that's what the contract is for this show too. So hopefully you saw that. When you enter the juke booth, you end up. We get to use your whole likeness for AI and everything else.
Oh my dude!
Like, so how has that been affecting your life?
Are we getting into this?
I mean, we might as well because
you've been experimenting with AI.
Yeah, I think I use it more than I thought I would, only because I want to know what people are doing with it, because I want to know how it's going to affect what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I want to see if certain pieces can help with what I'm doing.
Right.
Do I want everything to go AI? No, definitely not. Is it interesting? Totally. Is it cool to be able to make something that's in your head that maybe you don't have the budget for? For sure. But I've done some of the music stuff. It's weird. It's not perfect, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
And so like, have you, whether it's help writing songs, scripts, understanding certain notes, or even looking back. I mean, the cool thing about AI is you could also use it maybe to even look back through history of music, using it like for something like that, where you're like, hey,
it's like an encyclopedia.
Yeah. Like, oh, hey, like in the 1960s, like where did this person record this album, or like things that are kind of interesting that maybe help inspire but don't actually write the thing for you, I guess. I don't know. What have you been doing with it, if you've been doing anything?
Did you see the headline from the last week or so?
There's been a lot of headlines in the last week,
like
the government was shut down.
No music and AI. Have you seen it, the recent headline?
No. Okay. I'm worried now.
So like
I stay away from headlines.
So like the number one rising song in country music is Billboard country charts is AI.
Is that why you think I would know it? Because I listen to country. Come on,
dude. I'm not gonna trash you, dude. I'm not gonna talk shit. You're not gonna bait me into talking shit.
I bought a truck and it came with country. Okay.
Yeah. I love it.
So the number one song on the Billboards currently
is an AI country song.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Who gets to who gets to decide what's on the Billboard top? Like, is it actually reputable people, or is it just like the people who are the suits? If you know that, I literally don't know.
I've been playing music my whole life, and I still don't understand how the charts work. Like, you can pay to get in the charts, pay to play type things. If your song, so like, not to like jump ship on the AI conversation,
totally.
but like, if you start selling, like it used to be that, people, artists would sell and bands would sell records and CDs and tapes and hard copies of things.
Right.
So that back the olden days, like, makes more sense to me as far as like getting on a chart, because all that stuff is, they collect all that data from all the stores, all the record stores, everybody reported in how many, radio plays, radios kept track of all these things. So they still keep track of like how many units are sold and things like that. But like, I'll be really honest, going back to like the business side of stuff. There's things I learn every day on the business side, and that whole like, publishing side of things and songwriting side of things and the back end of music and publishing. And, I know some stuff, I've been around, but like, at the end of the night, I like picking up the guitar and I like writing and performing and singing. And like, so like some of these things that, I sound like a dumb musician, but maybe we can edit this out.
I'm going to clip this out and I'm going to use it as the intro.
This should be edited. I'm a dumb musician, dude.
I'm just going to clip that moment out.
There's the self-deprecation
right
for the podcast that I'll one self-deprecating comment.
I don't think it's dumb. I think a part of it, I mean, I literally learn things all the time in running a business. It's not freaking easy. I mean, that's the part that sucks all the time for anybody, and anybody who says like everybody should be an entrepreneur. You could run your own business. It's great. No, I don't think so. I think certain people are built to run a business and certain people aren't. I mean, it's just the fact.
Yeah. And but I think there's like, just like in life and everything, there's a spectrum to everything. So even people that are maybe more like, right-brained or like whatever. So you're more on the creative side and want to like create more with your hands or like do that sort of thing. Like there's still like a space for you to run a business. I think that which going back to AI, like AI can help do that. I think we've had conversations outside this podcast about AI, heated conversations. Heated. Like, so I think my take on AI currently is like in music. I can only speak to music and art. And
you threw an art at the end there. So
well, music in terms of it being art.
Okay.
And artful. So
you can say you're against AI completely.
Well, I'm not completely against it. Like, and so so
what parts do you not like and what parts maybe are useful, do you think, for music?
So right off the bat, I think there's a huge difference in somebody putting their blood and sweat and soul into something their entire life, and somebody prompting a computer to spit out a song in 50 seconds.
I agree completely.
Okay, so there's something different there. So that's kind of like where I start. And then like beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? I don't think it was Andy Warhol who somebody took a urinal and put it on a wall in a gallery, like the Campbell's soup, like that sort of stuff. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Like, I think, like, do you believe in souls?
Like
souls,
like having a soul,
like living life has souls, or do you like
people have souls?
This gets into like that simulation conversation and everything too.
Do I believe that? I guess I don't understand the question. Do I believe in souls? Like, is there a soul in
the music?
In the music, yeah. Is there like I think there's a feeling that is created through, I think a lot of music too, from my understanding, that I learn at least, is a lot of musicians put in things that they've experienced life. And I agree on that level. And the same goes with filmmaking. Same goes with art. Like the reason you create a film a certain way is because you've had a different experience. And the reason that anybody can stand out in today's world with any sort of art, I think, is still with a human experience. I don't think that AI wins in that space at all. And I don't think that AI should be on top of the charts for music, because it doesn't make sense, because it's music still, but it's a different kind of music, and it's
something else. Is what I've been saying. It's something, it's not art. If you're looking at music, say, we'll just stay on music.
I don't think it's an art either.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's hard to say exactly what it is. I think it's it's a tough one. I mean, it's very technical, but I mean, if you look at a lot of the things that we've made in the past, 10 years as humans, most of it has used some sort of technical devices. Like, yes, you can play with a guitar, but you're usually recording into a digital studio now.
So there's gray area. I had this conversation the other night. It's like there's like I look at Phil Collins utilizing drum machines, and like when the drum machine was like invented,
Yep.
there's gray areas where you're like, oh well, they like at that time people are probably saying the same thing about using drum machines and pre-record
Totally.
like right, and there's like a whole conversation to have about DJs and samples and all of these things,
Right.
and so there is gray area, and I want to make it clear that like I never want to be the guy that's like, don't go do something. I don't think you want to.
No.
You would never want to be that guy. It's like back in my day, then don't go do that. Like,
Yeah.
like if there's some kid that loves using AI to create something, I say go. Like by all means, go for it. I feel like the conversation that like we're having is like, what is like we're in such an early stage, I think, before we're all cyborgs and all that crazy shit. But like we're trying to understand what it is still.
I think it serves a purpose. I think there's a use case for it. I think it helps make processes more efficient for a lot of business stuff.
Yeah.
I think, yes,
Medical industry too.
It takes away jobs for sure.
For sure.
But I think it brings in more jobs in different spaces. So I don't think it displaces people so much so that there's no opportunity. I think it just changes the way that opportunity is available, which is similar to like back in the day when the tractor came out or when Henry Ford pushed the car out. Like,
yep,
the horses weren't like, damn,
right,
we lost our job.
Cotton gin, printing press, all of these things, all of these revolutionary things. I'm in no way, like, it's obviously revolutionary. I just, as somebody who's dedicated their life to trying to like pull something out of myself and from real life experience, and like talking about like the 10,000 hour rule, right?
Right.
Like putting 10,000 hours into something.
You don't have to do that with AI. You can put 10 seconds.
You put 10 seconds into it and you get like a formulaic thing. And what we always forget, we go down all these we're having this whole AI conversation, and I'm just remembering it's like that AI country song is it's all built on things that humans have already done.
Okay. But if we go down that path,
I struck a chord.
There's a lot of things that we follow.
Uh-huh.
We all learn from each other. So like an AI, yes, learns from what other people have done, but I learned how I'm doing what I'm doing by A, yes, doing it, but by B, finding out what other people were doing. I learned from YouTube videos, from job shadowing people, from being in studios. So I was an AI, like I was learning.
Okay.
So that's my take on it, is that I think it's not right to make music with it and then make it be a Billboard chart 100, whatever it is. But I don't think what it's doing is not what we do. We just take a lot longer to learn than it does.
Yeah.
Like you can't read 20 books in 1 minute.
No, certainly not. I mean, I can't read 20 books in 20 years.
Oh, I hated reading in
Trying
school.
to do a book a year.
I hated reading in school. I hated it. I think it's because they forced us to read things that we didn't want to read. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think there's something.
I love it now. I mean, do you read? You got to read a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I definitely read articles, and
I think it would inspire some of your music.
Yeah, I think really, it's like everybody's, the classic New Year's resolution to read more. It's like, it really does open up a pathway in your brain that is often shut in my brain. Like 100%. I fully believe that the more you read, like the more you will be creative.
Yeah, because it
forces you to.
It gives you people's like connecting it to the AI thing. You're like learning about the way people think. So like you read a book on whatever, some sort of theory, and maybe you're not interested in exactly what it's about, but it then makes you think about music in a different way. Like, oh, you read a bio about whatever race car driver and they had some experience, and then you're like, wow, this is really inspiring. I'm going to go write this song. Like there's something about learning from other people,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what the AI stuff is doing. But I think
Yeah.
I get the not allowing it to create for you and not allowing it to take over industries. I don't want it to take over Hollywood and filmmaking.
Right.
I think that sucks. Like, but when you're watching a movie, you're not like, holy shit, I wonder how they did this VFX scene. You're just like, dude, this is sick. Like
Yeah.
most of the time you like watching the movie because it's good. You don't actually care like, oh, this was shot with an Arri Alexa and like what
Yeah.
like Cook Cinema Prime.
For all you camera nerds out there.
Yeah. This was shot with a Panasonic zoom camera. Like you don't care about that.
Sin lenses. Yeah.
Like so I think that's part of it too, is it's a tool.
Yeah. Oh, it's certainly a tool. And like I was thinking about it. Oh, getting back to the drum machine.
Yeah.
There's the gray areas, right? Where it's like here's where here's where the drum machine differs from prompting. Is on one hand, again, just the quick hit speed of like creating like something from a prompt, and somebody going into a studio recording drum parts, then basically scientists, audio engineers, and engineers figuring out how to take those drum samples and then put them into a machine that then you can trigger and run in different, but those are real drums. They're still real drums. So it came from somebody sweating in a studio, recording stuff, and then being able to put it in a drum machine that then you can trigger and run at, you know, different time signatures and all these things like for songs. So, I mean, that's just as much AI as anything else, but there's a gray area, but it's like, it still was like analog. There's still people soldering the thing together.
No, I get that.
And then you just are able to go sit at a computer and like put out some like Billboard topping country AI song. It's like, what?
But here's the counter, or here's the positive, I guess. I don't think it's a counter. I think it's a positive to what's happening in the AI space and where I think it's going. I think, yes, it's crazy. You can make all kinds of shit right now. It's amazing. People are going to get sick of it for sure. It's going to die down more than people think. I don't think it's going to have its run and take over art and take over music and take over film. Is it right now? Sure. Everybody's talking about it in film and everything. I think that it gets to a point where everything looks the same. And I'm noticing right now in the film world that people are looking to hire DPs, directors that have real experience to come into their AI company. And you know what people are not doing? Trying to go for those jobs. Like, I'm not trying to get that job, because if I do, then I'm like out of a job. So same with music. Like at some point, the person that's prompting will run out of ideas because they're not actually a musician.
Yeah.
Like most musicians are not going to AI and they're like, I can't wait to write my next album.
Right.
It's people who know very little or not as much about why music is the way it is and why good music is good. Like you have a feeling when you listen to a song that somebody really wrote and really put out.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it. It's almost like when you see a film or you see a photograph that like was actually shot on 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
The emulsion, you know, it literally, that film was developed. It was wet at one point.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
there's a process.
For me, it's the impurities in the recordings. It's like, it's the, you can go back and listen to like, you know, ISO tracks from Abbey Road, you know, Beatles and everything. It's like, there's like a cough in the back. It's like, you know, like it's insane. Like, you know, a clap is off, but when it's all mixed into that soup, it's like, it creates something that AI, I don't think could ever really truly, this is going back to the thing, is that there's a soul to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
the imperfections make a lot of what we love.
Yes. And I think when you go see shows, and it's the unperfect moments at shows that a lot of people remember most in really positive ways. Like, you know, it's like, it's it's the spur of the moment malfunction on whatever instrument, and then all of a sudden the artist does something that nobody was expecting, and it changed the whole trajectory of the night and the whole trajectory of rock and roll. It's like, or like, it just like, if you go back and listen to like the Rolling Stones, Give Me Shelter, and then go to the Billboard topping AI country song and listen to the two together, and maybe I'll be eating my effing words in like 50 years or whatever, but like
no one will be listening to this.
Nobody
podcast in
will
50
give a
years.
crap about old King Coyote. It's like, but go listen to those. Go listen to the AI song, and then go listen to Give Me Shelter by the Rolling Stones, and it is just like an incredibly utter difference in. It's the film of it all. It's shooting something on film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I got back to shooting film, because I think it's like, it slows you down. You get back into this like feeling. You're shooting something because you feel a certain way. It's not always the same because maybe you missed focus or you decided to push the film or something, and like you shot it differently because of how you were feeling. Yep. You wrote this song a different way because of how you were feeling.
Yeah.
It's not like you could have written like your new album that came out. You could have written the same songs, 100 different ways, but it was how you were feeling in the moment that you wrote it the way you did. And the reason why you recorded it the way you did, because it was how you were feeling when you were in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah. And how you're feeling in the studio and who you're with in the studio makes a huge difference. And I was with Joe Mahoney on drums and Jim Reynolds on bass for the core of that album. Was I wanted to make sure that at the very least, the foundation of drums and bass was recorded live. And so we did that. And I think there's a couple guitars on the album on different tracks that were from those like original first, like, normally it'd be a scratch track for my guitar and keeper tracks for those drums and bass in the studio. I think a couple of those guitars got kept, but like, that's something that I don't think AI could ever replace, is just being in that room, feeling off of two other beings, feeling like actually getting feelings off, like, my boy Kevin Billingsley in engineering, and Darren Elder, who was a co-producer and co-writer on the album, and they're in the control room, and the drums are set up here, and we're all looking at each other. We can all see each other and hear each other, and it's gonna be different every time. Like the song Radio Waves. Yeah, I wrote about my grandmother, and it's like a really intimate song. It's for me personally, it's the most meaningful song I think I've ever written. My grandmother lived to be 102. Wow. She went to Juilliard, concert pianist and vocalist. She performed at Carnegie Hall. That's awesome. She lived this whole life, in her younger years, and then, moved to upstate New York and raised a family, four kids, my mom, and then my aunt and two uncles. And so like I wrote this really intimate song about her, and I went into the studio. It took before recording it, it took me years to write the song. And then when I sat down to write it finally, like it took like 20 minutes to write, because I knew exactly what I wanted to say, because I've been thinking about it and it was just too hard to write. Because it was like therapeutic for me, but it was also for my family first. And then when you go record it, you set it free and it's for everybody else.
Do you do that a lot? Do you write down a lot of things that you find you're not ready to release, but you're wanting to? Like, are there moments where you're like, oh, this would be a great song, but I'm not ready to write it yet?
Yeah, I have like random pieces of mail like saved in like a binder or box in like my filing cabinet. It's like a random piece of mail that came, and I had an idea and I wrote it down on that, and I didn't
Yeah,
want to
like
throw it away.
a shit ton of Market Basket stuff, like sales and deals from 1999.
Right? It's like, yeah, like for sure.
Dude, I got tons of junk mail if you need something to write on.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like I'll write on anything, but also voice memos too.
I mean, maybe that should be
Those are
your
helpful.
next album cover is just like the Shaw's, like the ham or something.
And all these random like
I mean, no one's done it yet.
Yeah. No, nobody's done it.
There's a lot of subscribers listening to this right now. Somebody might steal it.
That's right. Yeah. All 75.
Maybe at this point we have 75. Last time I checked it was 73. But,
It's
it's
all about
fine.
consistency, baby.
It's also, I think that's part of why I love doing this is because I care obviously if people listen to it, but it's not going to keep me going or keep me away from it. And I think that's with any art or any creation that you should just do it mostly because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously you need to make a living. You want people to enjoy it. But when it comes down to like writing music, like you're doing it because you love it. You're not doing it because somebody was like, hey, by the way, you could be really wealthy if you're a musician. Like,
Trust me, kids, you're not going to be wealthy as a musician.
I mean, yeah, there's moments
you get there.
you can get there, but it's not
Yeah.
the first path most people would choose, but you do it because you love it. And I mean, there's plenty of moments probably where people have been like, I don't know. Do you think this is a good idea? I mean, I've had that in my career and I still do where people are like, I don't know. It seems like, because it's always ups and downs in art.
Yeah.
And like, you have to be okay with that. And has that ever like got to you, like where people are like, hey, maybe you should do something different with your life?
Yeah, I think there's been the odd person back in the day when I was young, starting out, being like, you should go do something different. I think there's always going to be somebody there.
Totally.
Like, but nobody, honestly, it goes back to that middle schooler having reoccurring dreams of performing and stuff. Like at some point I decided that this was going to be my path no matter what.
Right.
By hell or high water, like,
I mean, you only get to do this once. So like, as far as we know, so like, why not do it the way you want to do it?
yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of ways to do it and there's a lot of wrong ways to do it, but
you
I
have
actually
time.
kind of take that back. There's no wrong way to do it. Except for AI.
I mean, I could find some reasons and things that you shouldn't do that maybe are the wrong way.
Well, like, yeah, like running a business stuff, like maybe like don't like, oh, you talking about surfing? I'm putting you on the spot.
Surfing?
Surf it. You said there's things you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've given me a lot of shit over the years about
Surfing?
spending too much time surfing.
Well, I think if I can be
Not to change the subject.
if I can be completely honest about it, I think there's a part of me that's like slightly jealous. I am serious. Like you posting pictures, you're like, yeah, just caught some waves this morning. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm sitting in like 10 Zoom meetings right now. So I think there's like a part of it where I'm like, wow, that's very cool that you've decided. And I know other people that say, I'm going to run every morning or I'm going to bike 5 miles or whatever, surf. Like I know another guy, he surfs every day out in California.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think if you have that and you're able to stick with it, amazing. I mean, I'm slightly jealous. The thing is surfing, it's not for me, dude. There's too many sharks. I just like,
You do bring up the sharks every time.
dude, there's too many sharks. Like,
We got chased out of the water by a shark this fall.
yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
would've been
one
the last
thrashing
one
just
in
to my
there.
left. I was with a couple guys out, and I didn't see it. There was like a set off to my right, and there was a big thrash. I saw the footprint after from it, but like I look over and they're like, shark. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
Nope.
hilarious, dude. Funny, like, ha ha ha. And they're like, no, shark. And so, yeah, like they're like, it just thrashed. Like, I guess it like the tail like really went back and forth a lot, thrashing the water. Like it was chasing something. And
One of the guys that didn't make it in.
like, yeah, apparently like one of our buddies is out there floating to
That would have been me, dude. That's a problem.
No, dude.
People go
It
shark.
got the heart rate up though. Like I'll tell you, everybody, and it was it's looking back, it's hilarious, and you can joke about it. But like literally, that happens. Not a wave to be seen to like ride in, and also picture like 4 grown ass guys like kicking and splashing as hard as you can to get back to the shore, which is not what you're supposed to do. And there's sharks around in the water. You're just like kicking and splashing and causing a scene.
That's what people say. They're like, oh, you should just you should be patient and calm. It's like patient and calm. This thing is about to kill me.
My God! Shout out to everybody who's had an encounter with a shark. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ! No, it's just not my thing. But I appreciate that you found something in your life that you really enjoy besides your music and everything else that's going on in your life. You found something where you're like, it keeps you grounded. And I think that's what it does for you. And
it does.
I appreciate that. I just like, I don't know. It's amazing that you make that happen. And do you think that takes away from, I mean, it takes time. Do you think it adds, do you think you need it because it helps you mentally get through like life and certain things? Or do you think it might be taking up too much time from creating more and achieving more, or both?
It's the yin and yang of it all.
Yeah.
I think.
Like what if you gave up surfing for a year? Do you think you would achieve more in music, or do you think you would achieve less?
That's a really good question.
Do you think you would ever try it? Maybe that's your New Year's resolution.
Dude,
could you
love
imagine?
to see that, bro? So I think you know how deeply surfing runs in my veins. And so like, listen, like, not knocking organized religions or anything like that. It's like
not a good idea.
No, it's just not my bag. You know, like I grew up going to church and stuff like that, and like it's not like Christianity. Like if I worship a god or gods, it's Mother Nature and Poseidon. But like, that's a joke. But like. But no, for real, it is a surfing for me is a religion. It's a practice. Mm-hmm. It's also an addiction, which is the part that cuts into work.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And so I live a life like, and a lot of surfers live this life of FOMO.
Yeah.
And always because of the nature of the sport or the nature of surfing is that it's completely dependent upon Mother Nature. It's completely dependent on weather.
True.
And nothing's guaranteed, and it can go flat forever. And when you grow up in Maine on the East Coast, it's flat a lot.
Yeah.
And so when there's a couple days of surf in a row, like you have to go. So becoming an adult and realizing that, you know, surfing isn't everything is hard in a lot of ways, but it is part of growing up. But it's like, it's so much more than just an activity. There's the community behind it. But there's like moments that I wish that I could take. Like you've been out with me before, so you kind of like, and
I like it.
Snowboard and hiked mountains and did overnights in the mountain. Like you've traveled the world and you've hiked in Patagonia. Like there's something about like, for me, being in the ocean by myself, and then also like when you're by yourself, you always want to share that moment with somebody else.
Totally.
But like, it's kind of the only place I can go where I have no phone, nobody can reach me. I surf by myself all the time. There's people in my life that don't like that, but
I could name some. I get that part of it. And I think the cool thing about that is like, you cannot bring your phone with you because it's in the water.
Yeah.
So that's really amazing. And like snowboarding, you can not bring your phone with you, but people will be like, why did you not bring your phone with you?
Yeah, you
Like
got pockets. Yeah.
I would love to like mountain bike and snowboard without my phone, but if I don't have it, people are like, why didn't you bring it? But that's kind of nice with surfing. It's like I didn't bring it because I was in the ocean.
I'm in the ocean. I've literally, I've literally sat out there in the middle of a blizzard in the middle of February, completely alone with like 6 foot really good waves, and just been like, holy shit, like I could literally disappear right now and nobody would know. Nobody would know. And it's really humbling. It's like standing on a mountain alone or something like that, where you realize there's no like Facebook, Instagram, there's no music. It's just like, you're just there, you know. It's really special. And that's the part. And then the ride, you know.
Right.
And then all of a sudden this wave traveled thousands of miles to just like pop up in front of you, and you paddle your heart out and drop in and try to do your best to, I mean, it's an art, you know. Surfing to me it's a lifestyle, it's an art, it's a religion, it's an addiction.
But do you think, going back to it, do you think if you were to do it less, you would get more achieved with music, or do you think you would just fill it with something else?
I think I would try to fill it with something else. I think that I am who I am partly because of surfing.
I agree. I mean, I think
my music and surfing has gone hand in hand in ways like, not in like a literal lyrical sense, but that is also true of like, you know, created lyrics and songs that have been inspired by my time in the ocean.
Right.
But I think that it just, whether it's a simulation or not, or you believe in souls or like, it's like, I am who I am because of surfing and music. And I think it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm wondering like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you just gave up the friggin' surfing, boy. If you get some more songs out for the people here. Like,
dude, I'm going to go.
When's your next, like, you don't have to answer with a date, but like, when do you think? So you just dropped an album. It's really good. If you haven't heard it, you should go check it out on Spotify,
Thanks,
Apple, whatever you listen to.
Yeah, on all streaming platforms.
Yeah. You should go check it out. You should definitely go to the show that's going to happen November 22nd. But like, when do you think? And here's my, I know a little bit about music because I played a little bit. I listened to it like everybody else, so I know that much about it. I don't know why and how certain people put out music quicker. I mean, I get it. When you're at a certain level, it's required. You've got a team. People are pushing you to do stuff. But I do wonder, like, what if you put out more music quicker? Maybe not like crazy amounts, but like, what if you were doing it more often? Would it actually help you get to where you're supposed to go versus, because I think one of the things that you might deal with, and I could be wrong because I deal with this with filmmaking, photography, creating, is I never think it's done. I'm always like, it's not that good. Or
I don't know
like,
if I should put it out yet.
yeah, like, I want to do a reel for our new stuff, but like, I'm waiting for that extra clip to come out, or like, oh, we're almost done this project. It's going to come out in 3 months. We'll add that into the reel. And then the reel doesn't get made because other shit comes up. And so do you think that happens? And do you think you'd be better off if you just like put stuff out? Because I think a lot of people are putting more stuff out now that feels a little bit unfinished. And I think as an artist, you get stuck in this place where you're like, you're your own worst critic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So two things. Like, for the first time in my life, this past year and a half, I've consistently put out music in the form of singles leading up to an album, with those singles plus a few like new songs. And I saw tremendous growth come from the consistency.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that putting singles out is something that was fun to do this first go around with this first album, but I don't know if I want to keep just putting one song at a time. I think that I think there's something to be said about putting together the album and then getting a single or two together to release, to promote that album, and then putting the album out as a whole. The reason why I put singles out one after the other from a month-to-month basis was like, okay, each month you have a kind of a major moment you can share, and
right?
like build up momentum and all that stuff. And I think it's helped. I don't think there's a wrong way to do it these days. But I think like being prolific it's different for everybody. And I think the more you put yourself into positions of, like I was just telling you, like the last couple of days I've been doing like radio stuff. And all of a sudden this gear in my brain kicks on that's been dormant. I just went through a big move.
Right.
And a bunch of stuff. I'm like working on a new house, like mud in the ceilings and all this shit. And it's like, that gear's been shut off for weeks. And then the second you go out and like start talking with people and doing stuff and putting yourself back in these, positions of like just having conversations and making things happen and really living it and being it, whatever you do, like going and doing it. That gear switches back on. But I know before we started this recording, we were talking about like the come down.
Right. Yeah. I was talking to like you about, I talked to this other lady about, she's a director, and she was talking about that, like this feeling of you feel like you're empty. Like you've just you've put something out, and like,
there's a chemical reason.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of dopamine involved where you're like
for sure
pushing out this album,
adrenaline,
and you're like super excited, and you're getting all these like people talking about it and radio and but then there's
it's in no way, shape, or form in any way comparing music and being a musician to being, in the armed services or anything like that. But it's like you listen to those people talk about serving, or you listen to really high level pro athletes or whatever. And I know from my experience, like, dude, like going back to that show I went on, you have a mission. You wake up every day and you're every single second that I was there for like 2 weeks was like every single second I was there, I was thinking about, I swear every single second and minute that I was there, I was thinking about the end of my journey and the performance and like doing it. And you have a mission, and it's like, I've spent some of these songs that are on the album are years and years old. Yeah. So, so it's been a really long journey, and so I dedicated so much time to recording all the songs, getting them out and everything. And you go out and tour and promote it and everything. It's like a mission. It's like a journey that you're on. It's your path. You have a direction. And when you turn that tour off and you start thinking about the new album, it's like this, the lights go out sometimes. Yeah. And there's the come down. There's like the little bit of depression.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense though, because you've like put all this time. Do you ever feel like when you're doing that, you're putting all this time into the recording, the songs, and like, do you feel like you're thinking about the end goal too much that you might miss some of the moments in between?
Yeah. Like I think, I try not to listen to my own music, but every once in a while, like I'll go listen to it and like hear things that I forgot about or didn't even register before. Like this background vocal, the way it sits in the mix is like, wow, it really hits in a certain way that I didn't really notice, but now it's like making the song for me.
Yeah. Cause like when you were doing it or mixing it in the studio, you weren't thinking, you were just like, okay, we're getting this thing done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you weren't thinking of all the layers as much. Like you were in a way, you were like, oh, this sounds great, let's do it. But you weren't like really hyper focused on that one thing.
There's a lot like the sometimes the more time you have, like the worse it is. Like I think there's a perfect amount of time.
But I
Like,
think that goes back to like releasing something without it being perfect.
oh yeah. Well, I think there's a place. It's like, I think it just varies artist to artist and genre to genre, but it's like, I think there's a time and place for like the demo.
Right.
And when you go listen to like the final, you go listen to all the Fleetwood Mac stuff from back in the 70s and everything. It's like they had like all these old bands and everything, they like released the demos like years later and everything. Oh, this was the demo for this song. And it's like, yo, this like the demo had the soul of the whole thing the
Right.
whole way.
Yeah.
And the reason why that recording is so great. And sometimes the demos, like the stripped down, like how many times have you gone and listened to a B-side or a stripped down version or acoustic version of a song and been like, oh my God, like that's even better than the full band recording.
Do you think it's because like when you're doing it, you feel less pressure? Because you're like, oh, this is just the demo. We're just like getting ready for the real thing.
Totally. Like going back to that song about my grandmother, I took about 10 stabs at it all the way through one day, and no click, my vocal and the guitar, just me sitting in a room playing it. Mm-hmm. It's a really stripped down song. On the song, there's a little bit of acoustic piano and a little bit of and fiddle and my guitar and my voice. That's it. And but going and recording it on my own, no click and no guitar, I did 10 takes and didn't get it, trying to capture lightning in a bottle. And then I went in the next morning, first take. I sat down. Maybe I did one take to warm up.
Yeah.
And my vocal was like warmed up, and that second take the next morning. And I don't think it didn't make like the master, but the engineer, like you can hear through my cans, through my headphones, the engineer Kevin being like, I think, yo, did we just, like, he clicks on talking back to me, talk back into the studio. He's like, did we just get that? And I have like the raw wave full mix files, like beginning to end, where that isn't cut off, and it's like cracks me up, man. Because
why did you take that out?
Because it was a really intimate song about my grandmother, and Kevin didn't necessarily belong on the I love you, Kev.
I don't know though.
No, so here's the business marketing side of everything. So there's like a deluxe version of the album to be made at some point where I include all of these things and get to share it with the world,
I mean, my idea that I've had forever and I still want to pursue with your music is I still think and if you're listening to this and watching this on YouTube, you can comment below. I still think we should rent a house, like an Airbnb, for like a week or weekend.
Long weekend.
And we should bring you and whoever else is going to be on the album, and we should document it.
Yeah.
And you should literally make an album and you should put it out. And there's no questions. At the end of this week, the album will be done and go for mixing, mastering, no changes. And we record the whole thing. And maybe it's not the best, but it shows process and it shows.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to write the songs within that week. You could come with the songs written.
Sure.
But I think it's like, let's work through, and maybe one of the songs does get written in the week too.
Or in the moment.
Yeah, because I feel like I think that's where we're heading with a lot of media, is this like, how can we see how people create? That's what's going to separate us from AI, is showing like how we're building and why we're building and why people are going to want to watch more in real life performances. I think music performances, concerts, all that stuff is going to be crazy. I think that next 10 years is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I think anything in person, I think people watching YouTube, long form conversations, that's going to be big because people are going to crave this like real person moment.
Getting in a room with real people. I think you're talking about getting in a room and sweating it out.
Talking about practice.
Practice, yeah, 10,000 hours and going and doing it, you know? Like I don't I'm not going to wage war against AI, but I do think that we should like, you know, define what is art. And I'm not trying to keep talking about it. I don't know why I keep bringing up AI, dude. Oh man,
Because you're mad about it.
I'm not though. I'm not
mad about
the
charts, bro. You're mad about the charts.
I'm not mad about the charts. No, I swear to God, I'm not mad.
He's trying to find that guy in
I'm
the
like, what is
basement
it?
who made that country song.
Maybe I'm just confused, dude. You know, and maybe the whole thing. It's like,
I think a lot of people are confused with it. I think we're in a bubble of AI, and I honestly think we're close to it bursting. I just was listening to this guy talk about the business side of AI and how all of these companies who are boosted up on these like AI, we do AI better with whatever else, and everything is about AI.
Yep.
They're raising money at valuations that are astronomical. All these people are putting all this money in. These companies have not existed for longer than 3 or 4 months.
yeah,
And people are investing like 60, 80, $100 million into something that no one really knows about. They're just like,
wild.
it's new tech.
It's wild.
So I don't think it's going to be like it is now. I think we're in testing phases. People are curious. People are excited. Yeah. People also want to be musicians that maybe don't have the skill. People don't want to sit down for 10,000 hours and learn a skill. They're filmmaking when they shouldn't be. But it's also like you got to look at the other side. Like it gives people freedom to create.
There's the kid that
couldn't.
There's a kid that maybe
Maybe they don't have
100%.
the skill set. Maybe they don't have the means to go create music like musicians do. Maybe they don't have the time
or the resources. Like, you know, let's talk worldwide. Like we live in a really, you know, we're extremely privileged to come from where we come from and have what we have and be able to sit down and do a podcast or go play guitar or learn guitar. I was like, my parents got me in guitar lessons and then paid for some piano lessons when I was in high school.
Right.
How friggin' lucky am I, man?
Right.
How lucky am I?
Right.
So lucky.
And some people aren't able to
some
do
people
that.
don't have that. Most people don't have that. And you gotta acknowledge that. And like,
so maybe that's where it comes in. That's helpful. It helps teach people how to create music or allows them to make music even though they don't have that music brain.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody can type in, I like whatever, Mozart and Chopin and Avicii. Can we mix those? Which would sound awesome.
Sounds like a friggin' epic symphonic EDM.
Yeah, but like you can do
dude.
that, which I think is really cool because then you get to see what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the next biggest thing? Probably not. Are you going to top the charts? Maybe there's some like moment where somebody keeps topping the charts with AI, but I don't think that lasts long.
No, it's kind of too quick. Yeah, and not for nothing. Like I think it's important to acknowledge all of these programs that have existed around the world of getting instruments to young kids.
True.
And getting kids to the instruments. You know, get programs that get instruments in the hands of young kids, whether you bring them to them or they have a place to go in their community to learn an instrument. That, oh my God, like that is so worth investing in so many ways. Yeah. I really, and, you know, imagine I know there's programs out there for kids to like learn how to use cameras and shoot and film and all that.
The problem with the camera thing though, like thinking about donating instruments is amazing because like an acoustic guitar, you can play by yourself, you can learn, you could go play a concert.
Yeah.
You give a kid a camera that shoots 4K, you have to buy hard drives and
oh my
shit.
God. Right.
Like
right,
it actually kind of sucks. Like when it was film, it was expensive, I guess, but like even rolls of film, when you could develop your own film, which you still can, like at least there's that less of a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Except film is now really expensive. So like an instrument is one of the only things creatively besides writing or drawing or painting that like if it's a physical thing, like filmmaking is kind of unattainable for a lot of like people that are trying to learn, or like, oh, you
Yeah.
could donate lights and a camera. Cool. But
Yep.
now they need a computer, a hard drive. Oh, they need a faster computer. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of sucks.
Maybe there's something there to think about for the future about trying to make it a little more, those types of programs more accessible. Like,
True.
you can go get on Facebook Marketplace and pick up an old guitar for $50.
Right.
You know, you could do that with a camera potentially, but yeah, you got to get the computer, you got to get all that stuff.
The computer that drives the software.
Yeah.
Adobe trying to sell you monthly software.
Well, not for nothing, you know, that's why phones are rad too. You know, getting phones in the hands of, like, that's why people create all kinds of amazing things with phones, I think, too.
Yeah. And like having a phone, you're able to create, you're able to share. So I think a lot of people overlook that. They're like, well, I don't have a camera. I need $5,000 to make this film. It's like, no, like, if you can get a phone, which a lot of people do have phones now, is it going to be like an Arri Alexa Red or one of these massive cinema cameras? No, but the story could be incredible.
Yeah.
And the story could be worth people sitting down to watch. Like,
100%.
I'll watch shit on Instagram that was filmed with a phone, but it's like super entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people learn how to tell a story.
It's all about the stories, man. That's what I think, that's ultimately what art does, is tell a story.
Yeah.
We talked about hanging out and doing some sort of conversation like this for a
just-
really long time, dude.
It's just fun.
It's
Fun. This was great. Now we're going to...
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. I'm excited to listen to some music. Is it mostly AI?
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I brought a drum machine with me.
Yeah, if you're not watching this, he actually has his phone up to the microphone.
Yeah.
This is not his real voice.
I gotta figure out what to play.
Well, I think you said...
Checking audio. Yeah, I might need to adjust the audio. Just
I think you said you were going to play something that no one's ever heard. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, I did say that.
Dude, that was probably the promise that you had.
This one. So you heard this.
That's okay.
And I've been playing this at shows over the years.
Well, that's part... The deal was that you're going to play something new.
No, but this is a completely unrecorded. This doesn't exist out in the world at all.
Okay. So if you've never been to one of his shows, this is new. This is not new to me, so I'm a little bit upset that he didn't bring anything new. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, man. All right. This is the only one I came prepared. Nah, I got a bunch of other songs too, but
I just learned it in the car.
I just learned it. This one's War On.
Okay.
It's kind of just like this one's like a sign of the times. I wrote this one years ago, but I've kept it in a vault for a really long time. So it goes like this. Sister crying in the street for a brother. Brother crying in the street for his mother. Hold on, baby. Hold on. And a sister war on. Father working 9 to 9 for the family. Mother doing everything that she can. Hold on, baby. Hold on, and our sister war on. Oh, we could only love one another, yeah, and take the time for each other, baby. And build a shelter from the weather, nah. No. Sister crying in the street for a brother, 'cause brother took his life after 2 tours in the army. Hold on, baby, hold on, and our sister wore on. And father lost his own job and knows the lawyers. Mother lost her mind on pills from the doctor. Hold on, baby, hold on, and our sister wore on. No, we could only love one another, baby, and take the time for each other, yeah. And build a shelter from the weather, nah, nah. No, 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 no. No. Love one another, baby, yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on. Hold on, baby. Oh, darling, war on. Yeah. War on, baby. War on, baby. Sister, war on. Baby, war on. Yeah, sister, war on. War on. Yeah, baby, war on.
That was awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
His brother?
That's awesome. I mean, it's one of those things, like, I don't know, hearing music live in person, it goes back to that whole AI thing. Like, I just don't, like, I get it. It's going to top charts, but like you were saying, it's not going to take over. Like, it can't take over music. It could take over streaming in a certain way and make money, but like the money's not even in streaming. So like being able to watch somebody play, be in the room, feel the like music itself, that's not going away. So I wouldn't be worried.
It's real. It's real sound waves. Yeah, it does something to you, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, that was awesome,
thanks, brother.
dude. Thanks for coming on.
I love you, man.
I love you too, buddy. This is awesome.
This is rad.
Oh yeah,
We'll have to do this again at some point.
I think so. I mean, the one thing I do want to leave people with, because we didn't touch on it, is the tour that's coming up.
Oh yeah,
I think you've got a tour.
I haven't announced it yet, but I will be doing a West Coast tour.
So there's going to be a big tour coming up when does it start?
The end of January, very beginning of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So announcing all of that soon.
Definitely within the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
I'm just getting all the tour posters and all the graphics and all the back end stuff together for that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
So
super stoked.
I guess wait to see when that gets announced on social and other places.
Yeah, King Kyote, Kyote for Coyote, and Instagram and all of them, TikTok, all that stuff, Facebook, all the socials.
So we'll be announcing it soon so people can check it out.
Yeah. Check it out, and I'll be coming out to the West Coast and doing another East Coast tour in 2026 and everything.
Sick.
So yeah,
hell yeah.
Big things on the way. Yeah,
cool.
Should we go eat dinner?
Let's go do it.
All right, dude.
Thanks, dude. This was awesome. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.